Hi Year 4, Miss Hunter here. I'm going to share with you some handwriting today. So before we begin, you need to make sure that you are sat in the BBC position and that your tummy is near the table and you've got 6 legs on the floor, 2 belonging to you and 4 legs of your chair. Now you need to make sure that your pen is sat correctly in your hand. So if I just show you how my pen is sat. So I've got this part of the pen sat neatly in the bed, and then if I show you at the top there, I've got my thumb resting underneath and the 2 fingers on top, and I've got lots of control with my pen. It feels comfortable, it feels light, and I'm in control. So before I begin, I just want to explain to you that the paper that I've got is bigger than what you would be practicing on, and that's simply so that you can see it nice and clearly on the camera. So I've got my top broken line, my bottom broken line, my top solid and my bottom solid, okay? That will become clearer as I start writing. So the first pair that I'm going to start with is L into A. So I've got a long letter leading into a shorter letter. So as I said, it's going to be a little bit bigger than you would normally expect it, but that's just so that you can see exactly how the letters are formed. So if we start with L, is going to come down from the top broken. Goes all the way to the bottom solid. I've got my northeast joining line. I then go round to make a C shape, come back round, little triangle, northeast joining line to make that A. So that there is really nice and clear for you. So you can see I've started at the top broken and I've finished at the bottom solid, and my A sits between the 2 solid lines, okay? Another thing to point out here are my northeast joining lines, and I've got a little triangle there. So I've done this exactly as I wanted to do it. So why don't you have a go, maybe do 3 of those. Okay, when you've done that, let's move on to the next pair. So I'm going to do C into O. So this is going to begin in between those 2 solid lines. And it comes round, it's a curly letter, the C. So it comes all the way round. I'm not going over or under my lines. I'm going to come up. It's almost like I'm doing 2 C's, but I'm actually going to finish this off to make an O. And I'm going to give it a joining line on the top just so that it can make friends with other letters. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is make sure that the width and the height of my letters are all equal for my short letters, and then when I do any tall letters, they'll be the same as my L. Okay, so again, why not do maybe 3 of those? Okay, next up is A into C. So again, we've got this strategy now. We know that the A is part of that curly family, so it almost looks like I'm doing a C. I come round, back down, northeast joining line, really important here, so that you've got that lovely space in between the letters. Comes back through, and there's my C, okay? So this is really, really important, because if we don't have that northeast joining line, our letters are going to sit far too closely together, and that's where it becomes complicated and your writing becomes unlegible. So we need to make sure that those letters are spaced out correctly. Okay, our next one is NG. So this time we're going to have a short letter into a long letter. So that's a bit of practice for us to have a go with. So N. This time it's nice and straight. It bounces off that top solid line through. Remember that northeast joining line, and then going to come round to make that G shape up to the top solid, and I'm going to come all the way down to the bottom broken and do my line there. Okay, so it's not curly whirly at the bottom, it's just a nice neat line. Okay, so N into G. And you can see my letters are all looking very similar, which is what your writing should look like. It should create a nice pattern so that all your letters are very, very equal. Okay, next one is E into Q. So this time, E is part of the curly family, but we start it in the middle. So I do a diagonal line up to the top solid. it then comes round to make that C shape. Then round, through, back down, straight line to the bottom broken to make my Q. Okay, so you can see it's at the same point. And the last one that we're going to finish with is U into S, so 2 shorter letters. Okay, so it comes down. You can see I've got lots of control with my pen. I'm telling the pen what I want it to do. Okay, so you've got L-A, C-O, A-C, N-G, E-Q, U-S. And little pointers to look out for are looking for the guidelines, so your bottom broken, your top broken, and your solid lines. Making sure that you've got your northeast joining lines in between your letters to make sure you've got even spaces. Little triangles that pop up every now and then for letters. Making sure that all our tall letters are at the same point, all our long letters are at the same point, and all our short letters sit in between the top and the bottom solid lines. Okay, so hopefully you've been able to have a little go with these as well. I'd love to see some handwriting, so do feel free to send it over to me, and I'll see you very soon. Bye guys!